Good morning, everybody. We're back here with our daily devotion. I really, first of all, want to apologize. We did miss yesterday. Got a little crazy here at the school. We've had a lot of parents calling and asking questions, and we also had some appointments. So we're going to get back to making sure that we do this every day, and we do apologize for yesterday. Some days we'll just try to make it a little bit later if we need to, if we miss it first thing in the morning. So let's go ahead and get started, first of all, with our daily devotion. Today's devotion is called Strong Tower. So we're going to start with that. Tag is a very popular kids game to play. So you've all probably played tag. You know the rules. One person is it and chases the other ones around the playground or wherever it is in the field that you're playing until somebody gets tagged. So then once somebody gets tagged, then they go on to tag somebody else. That person becomes it next, and then the kind of process continues. So you just kind of keep tagging people. The game keeps going and going until everybody gets tired. Everyone runs around and they try not to get caught, and hopefully they're laughing and having a great time. Players may be tagged anywhere unless they're standing on a safety spot known as a home base. Now, when I was a kid, we didn't have all that, but certainly I know I hear the kids talking about home base all the time. So home base is chosen before the game begins, and anyone who runs to home base is safe. That means any player standing on home base cannot be tagged by the person who is it. All the players in the safe area are protected. So the Bible's book of Proverbs says, we can think of God like a home base. He is a safety zone we can run to when we need help. God is like a strong tower that surrounds us with protection. He puts up a shield to keep us from danger. God is like a mighty castle with heavy walls. The next time you feel afraid, you can run to God. You can run to God by praying to Him. You can run to God by reading His words in your Bible. You can run to God by calling out His name. When you need help, He is your strong tower and your safety zone. God will always be the safest place you can go. So when you're afraid or concerned or don't really know what to do, you should really make sure that you stop and pray or read the Bible or talk about God or share God. That's a really important part, is that you can share God with your friends who might be scared too. And so as you go throughout the day, make sure that you're sharing God, that you're going to God, that you're praying with God, that you're talking to God. So those are all important things that we should be able to do. And it's really nice to think of it as a fun game of tag, to where we can find our home base and God gets to be our home base or our safety net. So that's something that's really important. And I want to share this fun fact that we have today. So there's another game like tag where players run from one safety zone to another safety zone. This game is called wall to wall. Now that's in Great Britain, so that's across the world, and that's how they play a little bit differently. It kind of reminds me of a game called Red Rover, only then you try to run through people's arms. So, and your parents can tell you a little bit about that game. So I also want to make sure that we take a couple moments here just to share a couple more updates on things that we have going on to prepare to come back to school. You know, the other day we were in Mrs. Dapson's room, and we talked about how they're getting set up so that we can socially distance and things. We're still working on a couple other rooms. As I told you, the kindergarten room has moved and the first grade room has moved. We're also going to be working on a couple other additional moves. So as you come into the school, we're putting new signage up above our classroom doors so that everybody knows which classroom is which and where they're going throughout the day. One of the things that's going to be very important is that we're going to have a different type of schedule throughout the day. So there's going to be a little bit more time in between classes so that when students are going from one class to another, that they're able to stay with their class and that they're not interacting with other classrooms. So keep in mind that you'll see those minor changes throughout the day. Mostly parents you're not going to notice. Mostly new students who haven't been with us before also won't notice those changes so much. But more be our students who have been here for a little while that'll notice, hey, this just feels a little bit different. But at the end of the day, it'll really end up making it so that we can, at Alpine, observe our day in a very similar fashion to the way that we normally would, only with the wearing of masks and social distancing as best we can. So I want everybody to keep that in mind as we do different things. I also want to make sure everybody should have gotten the letters that we've been sending out. They should have gotten it yesterday Worst case, I assume that people may get it today. If you have not gotten it by tomorrow, please call me here at the school or email me. You can email me at info@alpineacademyofrockford.com. So if you email me there, then I will try my best to email you back and give you a good idea of what's possibly going on, or potentially even email you the letter. The other option is that you can call me right here at the school at 815-227-8894. My extension is 101. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I've had parents calling the past few days. I want to make sure that you're as comfortable as I am with the idea that we're going to be able to bring students safely back into our school. We have an advantage. We're smaller, we have smaller class sizes, and that's something that if we can, we'd love to share with more students. So keep in mind, if you have friends or family who are looking for a new environment for their students to safely return to school and be able to learn 5 days a week with a full schedule of classes, please have them contact me today. Have them call me here at the school. Again, that number is 815-227-8894. My extension is 101. I'd love to have them call me, and then we can set up a time to have them tour here at the school. And then if we do get them registered, remember there is a referral discount for you as well. So those are all great things, and we want to make sure that we expand on what we're doing here at Alpine to make sure that families are comfortable, make sure that we're able to grow our family, and really we just want to make sure that our students are safe. At the end of the day, we're getting great advice from the Winnebago County Health Department and Dr. Martello over there, and certainly being able to prepare well for what our plans are. You will be receiving that letter if you haven't already this week, but then we're also going to be sending another letter at the end of the month to let you know, as it says in our current letter, how we're going to change the way that we do back to school night. Keep in mind, there's going to be some changes all throughout the whole year, but we are going to make a change to how we do back to school night, and that's so that we can make sure that you get all the pertinent information that you need, while at the same time remaining safe throughout all of this COVID-19 stuff. So, I want to cover one last thing before we go, and that's that in the letters that you received, you also received our school supply list for this year. There's a couple things on there that I want to address. The biggest ones is that I know that many of the classes have Lysol wipes on there, and I've talked with parents who have said, Lysol wipes are really hard for me to find. We know that. We understand that, and it's okay. Focus on making sure that those other supplies are the ones that you make sure that you have for your student, as we are not able to allow sharing in our classrooms this year of those types of supplies. Certainly classroom materials, we have disinfecting and everything else that goes on, but those individual supplies are going to be pertinent to our classroom. So focus more on those types of things. Absolutely, it is a huge help if you are one of those families that's able to find the Lysol wipes or the things like the hand sanitizer. That is a huge help to everything that we're doing here at the school, because of course we're having the same trouble trying to find those items as well. But I don't want anybody to get hung up on those supply lists with those types of items. So if you have questions about it, again, give me a call. But I do want to just make sure that the rest of those lists you really consider. We've added a clipboard to every list. That's because we're going to encourage our teachers to go outside and teach outside. So those students are going to need something to be able to put their papers on and be able to work with. So don't be surprised by that. That is a part of what we'll need to do this year so that students can go outside. They'll actually be able to remove their mask when they're outside learning and be able to socially distance. So if we can get them outside, that's a good thing for your kids, and allowing them to remove that mask for a little while throughout the day. So please remember that that is a new important part of each of our supply lists. Outside of that, I really want to encourage you to have a great day today. Looks like we're going to have beautiful weather, and hopefully you can get outside and enjoy it. If not, I certainly feel bad for you, but I know that our students here at the camp will be getting out to enjoy that weather and be a part of it. If you're interested, join us at Camp 2. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you again tomorrow.